It's all right. It's okay. Okay? It's all right. Everything's cool, man. All right? That's I just want to let you know. All right? So maybe I got some mad at, like, some people at Starbucks. I thought they were trying to poison me. You know what it turns out that they're doing? You want to know what they're doing? You got time to lean, you got time to clean. They're spraying that cleaner so much at places like, like I only go to Starbucks and Mickey D's. That's all I go, yeah? That I think I'm getting poisoned. I think that they're poisoning me. You understand? Because how do you like it? It's my whole show. I'm gonna just sit there and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, yeah, it's golden. Yeah, golden. You just know golden showers. Look at that. Right there. I tell you. How you doing, man? It's a Grievance Gordy show. I tell you. All right. So, look. I'm developing this character. I love this character. I love all my characters. I love them. But, let's start over here. We're not starting over, but... What is LA44 about? It's about tech reveals. That's what the show's about. It's about revealing tech, and the Sigma bros going like, wait, is that for us? Are we going to be able to use that? And that's what the cops are young, right? Okay. What's Golden Years about? What's Golden Years about? It's about Lenny Kravitz, and I've been struggling. It was like with the Cash. Yeah, I mean, like, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's with Ben Affleck, and they're robbing a bank, and Jeremy Renner. And I'm sorry, man, I called Michael Hayden Church, Thomas Hayden Church, or whatever. I know Thomas Hayden Church, man. I love that guy. Anyways, so Jeremy Renner and Ben Affleck, they rob a bank. It's a great movie. It's based on a true story and all that. Right? Right? I just did that. But he's like, bro, I'll go out there. I like the actor too, because he was in Killing Them Softly. I love that film. Okay? So he's like, no, man. He's like, I'll go. You guys stay back. I'll go out there. Okay, which is fine. I like that actor, the chubby guy. He's total, like a Boston guy, right? But the thing about it is, when you're developing these characters, you can have little reveals. I talk about reincarnation, right? And I talk about the DNA of my grandfather being in me. So if my grandfather murdered somebody, how do you know that I won't murder somebody? If I got Malcolm Gladwell in my mother's haplogroup, how do you know that I'm not a pseudo-intellectual too, right? And I mentioned Aubrey Plaza because she's the only person who bring up 23andMe. I'm a 23andMe guy, okay? And they're going to be using that tech in order to develop things that will heal you on a molecular level. And they already sold, 23andMe already sold to a company. And they're developing, you could go in for, these procedures, and they can use your DNA to replicate. Oh man, you guys gotta see. You guys gotta see. It's called Pop It. Okay? There's the proceedings on the privacy of tech, right? So they say. The privacy, privacy tech, like they're like, well, we're gonna make it private. They're talking about making the fact that they have tech in the Internet of Stranger Things, they're making it undetectable. That's what they mean by privacy. And we can get into that, but we're not going to. Because I'm here. Who am I here? Oh, boy, I tell you. Oh, by the way, I like skipping around. Thank you. I was talking about Melissa Valasignor, right? I like her. She's really funny, and she really needs her own show, because when you go to bars, you end up just being what's that guy's name? Jim Florentine's fucking beer and cigarette breath, making out with some your barmaid somewhere.
Oh my God, I made out with Jim Florentine. And did you see him on his show talking about metal?
I told you punk rockers were intellectually superior to rappers and metalheads. And I stand by what I say. I was at the Book Soup. There's a book this thick just on ska bands. Okay? This thick. So in Pee-wee's show, and I think Melissa should be the new Pee-wee, and Pee-wee Herman would go out in his movies and all this stuff, and he would affect people's lives, wouldn't he? And they'd be like, Pee-wee, I didn't realize I was dating a jerk. I'm like, it's just, I'm a good guy. My mother left me, didn't she? Dear old mom. Right? And by meeting Pee-wee, he affected their lives. And sometimes he'd like get in a perilous situation. The guy, I'm going to club you with a fucking dinosaur bone. You know what I mean? Take it easy, Stallonosaurus. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Me, Stallonosaurus. Right? Because that's the age-old question. What came first, chicken or the egg? And we know dinosaur, emphasis on sore. Ooh. Right? So Pee-wee would change people's lives, man, right? That's why I don't like, there's certain people that don't need to be going to a bar. I do stand up, huh? People like are going to a bar, like they want to see like that one chick be all crude. You know what I mean? Like they go for stand up, and there's certain people that are too, they possess that childhood innocence. And that childhood innocence doesn't belong in one of your creepy bars at midnight telling lame jokes. And the people are there, they want to see Florentine, they want to get bawdy, they want to get drunk, right? And there's certain people who don't belong there. And I just agree with, that's what I think. And, right? And that isn't to say that they're not successful and they shouldn't do live events. But when you got places like Joann Fabrics and Michael's are closing down, and that you can rent these big spaces and have an event, that's what it's all about. I was in event staffing, okay? I've been part of events. I've been part of this kind of life in this world. So, when you're in a production, you show up someplace and you it's like, it's on. Like, we're shooting today. And you have to improvise. Like, I was with Michael Parks on Peacemaker. I believe his name's Michael Parks. I'll check it. He's a writer. And I had to go to his hotel room. And I'm like, George Clooney and Nicole Kidman aren't coming out of their honey wagon today. He's like, not really. Like, yeah, they want to rewrite. You see? They were using their leverage, okay? Because once you're hired on, right, and then you can have a little bit of leverage. It's like, man, you got to work on this scene, man. It's not working. And so when you have script rewrites and updates, you have to have them copied on like a different color. So you can make sure that they have an updated script. Oh, you got yellow, red, and blue? You need a green in there because that's not the updated script. You see all this? Yeah, I know all this, so. Sorry. Okay, so I had a project called Life Couch instead of Life Coach, where the couch is trying to tell you because of COVID. It's like, maybe you need to get outside and do a little something. It's like, no, Life Couch, shut up. It's like, excuse you, right? Yeah, it's like, and the couch is trying to like, come on, you can do it. You can get out there and exercise. Right? It's Life Couch. He's trying to be a life coach, trying to get you off of him because you're like farting and stinking the place up because it's COVID, right? Because everything is alive. Just like in Pee-wee's Playhouse. So when someone, just like, always, remember I talk about gut health. Yeah, because I'm lacking in it. So when somebody similar to Melissa, oh my God, if you mention the wrong name, I'm going to get beat up. And they go out, and they change people's lives. Then they go home and realize that their life hasn't changed. And you have to go home and you have to stare at these four walls. But at least with an active imagination, your lamp is alive, Your chair is alive. Remember Cherry? Everybody knows Cherry. You know what I mean? And these inanimate objects like H.R. Puff and stuff, you take a look at Pee Wee Herman and take a look at H.R. Puff and stuff and the stuff that those guys were doing, right? Sid and Marty Krofft, right? It's not all about video games like Lara Croft or whatever the hell. You guys are insane, bro. Listen, we have to tap into the 13-year-old market. Ugh, gross. Oh, I could rat out both sides. That's why. I listen to stuff on both sides. You should see the stuff they're saying about the people on the left. You should hear the stuff the people on the right are saying about you guys, man. It's nasty, man. I'm like, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like people in my life who wanted to have me murdered in 2017, who serially harassed me. What they have, who tortured me, was white Peckerwood cops torturing me, like my wife's lummox brother, and then on the ground, they used blacks to harass me on the ground. That's what they did. And they, in my opinion, you wanted me dead, like David Strouder of Majesty Crush. No. It doesn't work that way, scumbags. Anyway. And just sad because the neg is in the mesh. And I already figured out that I love Peter Thiel and those guys, right? If they're Silicon Alley. I mean, that's my style. But I figured out Palantir's Gotham. They put you in the mesh and they put you near events. It's listed right on Poppit. Poppit and OSTI.gov. They're gov websites. Wormbase, all that stuff. It's right on the interwebs. Yeah, I used to get drunk and pub crawl. Now I crawl PubMed, published medical journals. That's what I read. So because I'm a priori right now.
I mean, you're not a priority. Oh, boy.
Right? All right, so let's get it on, man. Huh? What's Linoleum Blownapart about? I don't pick glasses. I think that's what that says. It's about the entirety of the 20th century. It's about the 20th century. It starts he's born in 1915. It starts in 1930. He's 15 years old. Walter von Waltspritzer. And you don't know his name because he gets handed a dossier and he's told to leave the country because fascists are coming in. And that's what's happening right now. Everything's galvanized. You're either a globalist or you're a fascist. And that's Republicans are male, Democrats are female. I'm talking about energies here, guys. Please, you have to understand that. I mean, I don't really give a shit what you understand and what you don't. It seems to me they got these literalists coming around me. So I mentioned a play, theater that I used to do back in New York and Michigan, right? When you were just making jokes about being LGBT and being West African. Remember that? So it's like, I mention it, there's some 4-leaf potato. I told you they're literalists, they're in the mesh. I mentioned a great play, and this is why I like David Mamet. Because it just, whether this is true or not, I don't know. What's my good side? Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But it just felt like he was bringing theater back to the people. And so he didn't write this play, but there was a play at the Atlantic Theater Company called Hands on a Hard Body. And it's about working class people who have their hand on a vehicle because they all want to win it. Now that is bringing theater back to the working class. And so I made a double entendre. I'm like, hands on a hard body. And I touch my own body because I was making what's known as a double entendre. If you're intellectual, you understand that. I got this 4-leaf potato showing up. He goes, oh, it looks like you have a hard body. You see what I'm saying? He's in the mesh. He's probably a Fed rat. He said he just got out of fucking federal prison and all this shit. They're rats. They're all fucking rats on a sinking ship. Listen, I don't care what happens to me. My mother died thinking that I was a drug-addled loser. How'd you like that? She was the only one that I care about. You understand? I don't give a fuck about you. I don't fucking care about you. I want to make sure you know that. I don't care about you. And you're not going to watch this till I'm dead anyway, so what difference does it make?
Oh, remember that guy? Oh, boy, that's a great idea. Hey.
Yeah, motherfucker. My mom died, that's how she died. Thinking that I was a loser, and I was nothing. And here I did I accomplished all this stuff, and nobody in my own family said, no, Mom, no, Gordon's a good guy. Not one of them ever said that about me. Because they need to be told, because they're Philistines, they need to be told from a newspaper, hey, Gordon, man, that was a pretty good accomplishment, man. You wrote all those songs. Yeah, man. I'm a songwriter, unlike Lacey, and unlike Jimmy Doom, James Kenneth Graham, bitch. He's not a songwriter, dude. Fucking librettist. You see what I'm saying? I talk about people in my milieu, and I don't really give a crap about anybody else. Because I'll tell you something, Jason Clifton would have me date his own mother and want me to tell him about the sex we're having. That's what kind of degenerates they are, right? That's what they are. They went to a guy named Greg Rupert in prison and got all this fucking phony information because we're running and playing like kids, and they took it and they brought it out on the street. Because there's no ethics and there's no morals in gov workers. Okay? They don't have it. But that's why I'm playful, and we're gonna put it in LA44. And there's moral dilemmas, because in the real world, as I said, none of your real world stuff is gonna be in here, right? It's not gonna be in here because running game is lame. I keep fucking telling you that. They're all rats. You think that I call you 00 Kevin? What, I gotta repeat myself over and over again? That's why I call you 00 Kevin, man, because you're just rat. I got a little something over on him. Oh my God, that is feminine energy. Not masculine. There's nothing masculine about that. But it's mostly men who do it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I said. These guys are feminine anti-gay. What's the acronym for that? Feminine anti-gay. Paul Thin. Paul from Krieg's Legion in Michigan. Yeah, Paul from Son of Sam. You phony. All these guys, man. Right? They're feminine anti-gay. They're supposed to be anti-LGBT when it was the LGBT community who fucking embraced punk rock. That's why Carrie went to fucking prison, you morons, because we didn't have a place to play, and everybody was such homophobics, they didn't want to fucking play at LGBT bars. I was attacked with multiracial people at Bookie's, a gay bar, because we're multiracial. They threw a stink bomb by us at a LGBT bar, and because they're white pride. Guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you, man. These guys, racism is fake. When I say something fake, it means it's weaponized, and it's BS. That's why. Because, we'll play that card when it comes time, right? That's why I talk about, like I said, David Mamet is bringing this theater back to the people. You understand? It's the people's theater without being, too far to the left or too far to the right, like some of the previous people. You understand? And that's what it felt like, and that's what it felt like for me, right? Growing up in punk rock. You want to know about the Sugar Man?
Sugar Man, he's from Detroit.
This guy over here, Warren, laughing in my face, telling me I'm black and I'm LGBT. I'll slap your face, son. We're the same age. Let's get it on. I used to see the Sugar Man in Detroit, and he'd be like, hey, musician. I'm like, I'm not a musician. I would scream in his face, F off. I'm not a musician. Sorry. It's because I was into Joe Strummer, and it was about, not being a musician. It was about not playing scales and this kind of stuff. You understand? All right, let's get to the properties. I'm the progenitor of a lot of intellectual ideas. And there were no male muses because the males were the, what do you call it? Where they give you the money. They have it to this day, Patreon. They're the Patreon is male. The patriarchy, right? Patreon was male because they had the money.